Hi. Cyberbullying, such a huge topic. Could your child, or are you concerned that maybe your child could be involved in cyberbullying some way? Could they be being bullied by someone? Could they possibly be perpetrating that behaviour and be the cyberbully? None of us, of course, wants to believe our children would be in that position, but clearly some are. Or could your children just be seeing? Could they just be bystanders of cyberbullying happening? Could that be affecting them in a negative way? Cyberbullying, of course, is a huge topic. It's such a concern to so many kids, so many parents, and the community in general. And with such a topic that generates so much publicity, so much concern, I think it's really useful to just take a step back for a second from cyberbullying and have a look at what it's actually all about. So if you're concerned, and if your children are involved in some way, or you think they may be involved, or in the future may be involved in cyberbullying in some way, shape, form, then this is a video that you will want to watch. It will be very useful for you. So, what is cyberbullying? Cyberbullying is commonly defined as basically just bullying through the use of electronic means or electronic devices. So it could be using a phone, an iPad, computer, something like that. There are so many different forms that it can take, and it can happen on lots of different platforms. So social media, most commonly instant messaging, could happen through online games or all over the internet. It's very common, of course, with tweens, teens, all over the world. But by definition, it's really important to note that cyberbullying, as with physical bullying, is not just one incident. So if someone says something nasty to your child once, then that doesn't make them a bully. That just means they said something nasty on one occasion. A bullying behaviour has to be something that is ongoing, that's incessant in nature. So how is cyberbullying different to physical bullying? In many ways, it's a lot worse. Okay, old-fashioned bullying, like schoolyard kind of physical bullying, is horrible, of course, but it's something that at least kids can get away from. So at the end of the day, they go home, and the home should be a safe haven, and they don't have to think about it or deal with it, at least until the next day when they go to school. And I guess hopefully they can move schools and get away from it completely. Cyberbullying, of course, is different. It's happening on devices that your kids have, and it is much harder to escape from. It seems to follow them 24/7. Hopefully not during the night. The devices shouldn't be in their rooms, but it is much harder to get away from, to escape from. Often too, because cyberbullying happens behind a screen, kids will engage in far worse behaviour. They're much nastier than they would ever be to someone's face. So kids always have had the ability to be not particularly nice to other kids. Nothing new about that. But behind a screen, they have the courage, and they say things that are, like I say, much worse than they might otherwise say, and they just wouldn't say to someone's face. The other problem with cyberbullying, or the other thing that makes it worse, I think, than physical bullying, is that kids believe they can get away with it. They think that they're anonymous and they won't get caught, and that also gives them the courage to say things that are much meaner than they would otherwise say. So here's the question that I want to ask is technology to blame? Now obviously there is no such thing as cyberbullying. Without technology it can't happen. That's why we didn't have to, back in the good old days when we were young, we didn't have to deal with cyberbullying. We may have had to deal with physical bullying, but there was no such thing. We didn't have iPads and phones and all that sort of stuff. So in a way, technology kind of is to blame. However, I want to look at a really good analogy to understand this is if you have a look at guns. Okay, so a gun is a device that allows a person to hurt and possibly even kill another person, right? Here's the thing though, if you were to give a gun to a perfectly healthy, well-balanced, well-adjusted human being, is that person going to see the gun and suddenly going to go out in the streets and start shooting people just because they've got a gun in their hands and they can? Right? Clearly that's just not normal behaviour, and it's not going to happen. Conversely though, if you were to take a person who is more so is mentally unstable, who is emotionally unstable, who is not happy, who is really keen to get back at the world and really wants to hurt someone else, and they don't have a gun, could they hurt another person anyway? Of course they could. You don't need a gun. A gun might be kind of helpful, kind of useful, but it's not necessary. So that example, it's the same with being online. It's not about, shooting someone. It's not about whether you have a gun or not. It's about the behaviour. It's about what's going on mentally and emotionally inside a person to make them engage in that behaviour. And it's the same thing with cyberbullying. Cyberbullying, the fault is not with the technology. fault is probably not a good word, but I mean the cause of it is not the technology, it's the person instigating the behaviour. So who engages? What sort of person engages in cyberbullying then? So a lot of the characteristics are the same for a physical cyberbully as for physical bully as they are for a cyberbully. A lot of the characteristics they'll have are the same in that maybe they're lacking, or often they're lacking in self-esteem, self-confidence. They often think that by putting someone else down or by making someone else feel bad, they will feel better. But there are some people who will cyberbully, who bully people online, who won't physically bully people, and maybe those people are not physically strong, maybe they're physically weak, and that's irrelevant when it comes to cyberbullying. It's not important. So it's a way for those people to feel like they can gain power over other people. So rather than looking to punish a cyberbully, cyberbullies are engaging in what is clearly unacceptable behaviour, what needs to stop. But rather than looking at punishing them, it's more constructive to look at the reasoning. Why are they behaving in the way that they are behaving? See, most perpetrators of cyberbullies are victims in some ways themselves. Usually there is no winner. When it comes to cyberbullying, nobody wins. Everybody is feeling bad in some way. As I said, often a cyberbully is lacking self-esteem, they're lacking self-confidence. They feel like they need to put others down to feel good. So clearly there is something going wrong there. Now, I just want to make it really, really clear, and please don't get me wrong, that I am not in any way, shape, form justifying a cyberbully for their behaviour. Okay, cyberbullying is wrong. That's black and white. Cyberbullying is wrong. And if your child is a victim of a cyberbully, then you're probably thinking, well, who cares why they're doing it? I don't really care. I just wanted to stop. And, fair enough. I completely understand that. What I am saying though is that there are two sides. Every story has two sides to it. And finding out the other side of the story, finding out why the cyberbully is engaging in the behaviour that they're engaging in, gives you an opportunity to get to the root of the problem. It gives you an opportunity to find out that by knowing the cause of the problem, you're then so much closer to fixing that cause and to reversing it so that it doesn't have to happen. So that doesn't undo any damage that's already been done by cyberbullying, but at least it can allow everybody to move on in some way, can allow everyone to start healing, and is more likely to make the cyberbullying behaviour stop, rather than that cyberbully perhaps just moving on from one person to the next. There's so much more, and this is sort of half a discussion here, and there is so much more to talk about with cyberbullying, and I will do that in other videos. But I don't want to go on and on and on in this one. If you want to see more videos, then feel free, of course. There's plenty on my site, childrenandtechnology.com. There's one in particular that you may find useful. It's I'll put the link up here. It's childrenandtechnology.com, and I think /stop-cyber-bullying. And of course, there's a whole lot of information if you really want to keep your children safe and happy and healthy and balanced online. Then the best way to find out about doing that is to join me on my next free webinar. So the webinars that I run are, as I said, they're free, packed full of lots of useful information that will really help you keep your children safe, happy, healthy online. So hopefully that's been useful today. Do watch other videos if you'd like to know more about cyberbullying or any other topics related to keeping your children safe online. This is Ruth Deering, Peaceful Digital Parenting Expert, #1 international best-selling author, public speaker, and mother of 2. Signing off. I look forward to seeing you soon. Catch you later. Bye.